Behind every kill, there's a good set. Behind every set, there's a good dig. And behind plenty of Wartburg's digs is junior libero Katie Foster. Foster is the NCAA digs leader in Division III and ranks 11th nationally in digs per set.
I definitely have to credit my teammate, my coaches, all of that, my parents. It's been fun to see just like how much you can improve in a season, and like coach has this saying like never satisfied, and so when we step into the gym each and every day, he always has some sort of like saying just to keep us motivated. And so I think this year we really talked about the love of the game and how that should just motivate you to keep going after your best.
Foster's love of the game was evident in her decision to come to Wartburg. The June before her first collegiate season, Foster contacted co-head coach Doug Frizzell, asking if there was room on Wartburg's roster. Foster previously committed to the University of Northwestern in St. Paul, Minnesota to run track.
I knew that Katie was a good athlete, great volleyball player, but I had been told that she had committed to another school. So respectfully, whenever somebody is either verbal or whatever, I don't recruit them. But it didn't happen. I knew what kind of high school player she was, and so here she came.
After an injury-prone sophomore season, Foster has honed in on her volleyball skill set, but also injury prevention and diet. In this way, the former young talent has transitioned into a veteran leader.
It's kind of weird to think that, you know, like we're upperclassmen this year and we're only juniors and we still have a year left, but it's definitely been interesting, especially because we have a lot of young players this year, and so I know this year more than past it's been an adjustment for people to play on the court, but it's also been really fun to like encourage them, be their biggest fans.
All in all, Foster has made every transition in her Wartburg volleyball career with ease. Reporting for Night Vision News, I'm Annika Wall. There's someone new in the Wartburg Chapel, and she's not much older than the traditional college student. Rebecca Baird, a 2018 Wartburg alumna, is the college's first pastoral intern. She will serve in the role for 4 years while taking classes through Wartburg Theological Seminary.
It's kind of teaching me how to just take on this role of finding my pastoral identity. I think that transitioning from a student into this role has been really challenging, but also really validating in the sense that showing me that I can do this and that I'm really called to be in this position.
Baird was officially installed into her role on Wednesday by Dean of Spiritual Life, Brian Beckstrom. Beckstrom worked with Baird during her time as a student in the classroom and as the band coordinator for Wartburg's Wednesday night service, Sanctuary. As pastoral intern, Baird has continued her work with Wartburg students.
Oftentimes she thinks of things that I wouldn't think of because my years of being a student are far behind me, a college student. And she still remembers what it was like to be a college student. And so I feel like that gives us a really important perspective as well.
As she began her position in July, Baird hasn't been in her new role for long. However, she has already helped with multiple spiritual life and campus ministry events, including preaching at the parting service during orientation week.
It was kind of my first time in the pulpit in this role, and I think that that was just memorable to me, you know, kind of introducing myself to the students that I will eventually be graduating alongside. Also just reminding them that they're joining a community here at Wartburg College that's going to support them and love them.
Reporting for Night Vision News, I'm Annika Wall. The Room, home of the Wartburg College NCAA Division III Wrestling Champions. Chris Rumph could be the next. Rumph joined the Wartburg wrestling team at semester, where he established himself as a force at the 149-pound weight class. Kind of what made you get into wrestling to begin with?
Well, my dad, before he passed away, he always wanted me to pick a sport and do my best in it. And I feel like that helped me like cope with like the passing of him with like emotions and stuff like that. I mean, that's really the main reason why I got into wrestling.
Rumph's father passed away when he was 7. However, it wasn't until high school that Rumph began wrestling.
Wrestling's a hard sport to start late. You know, it is, just because there is so much feel that goes into it. And, you know, so for a guy that has had the level of success that he had in high school and only been wrestling for a few years, you had a pretty good idea that his ceiling's high. He's also a guy that studies the sport. He wants to learn more. He's a sponge.
Rumph's ability to soak up the sport has powered him through the rankings. After initially beginning his wrestling career at Wartburg rival Augsburg, Rumph dropped his classes after just a few weeks. Unranked, Rumph began his career as a knight and, on one of wrestling's biggest stages, upset then second-ranked Alex Wilson at Augsburg. It was a match that put Rumph on the map.
Whether you know you can beat this kid or not, you always have those nerves, whether they're good or not. So me going out there, of course, I had like the feeling, like the nerves. But once I shake that guy's hand, it's over with.
Rumph upset 6th-ranked Kevin Kelly of Loris the following week. They faced off again at the regional finals, with now 6th-ranked Rumph leaving victorious. Next up for Rumph are nationals in Virginia. Until then, you can find him in the room, where national champions are made. Reporting for Cedar Valley Today, I'm Annika Wall.
Last Saturday, Wartburg College hosted its 21st annual Unified Sports Day. The event is held in conjunction with Special Olympics Iowa. Throughout the day, young and old Special Olympic athletes teamed up with Wartburg College students to take part in the event. Mallory Urbis, a captain of the Wartburg volleyball team, enjoys how the event brings together people from different communities.
Unified Sports Day is a really great opportunity for us to do every year. It's really a unique way to combine both the Special Olympic and Wartburg athletic communities. And I really just love getting to enjoy the sports, which I love, but also spending time with these athletes who just love this day too.
Mindy Hart, a Special Olympics coach for the Bremer County Dream Rollers, noted how her athletes look forward to Unified Sports Day.
The athletes love coming. They always ask, when's Unified Sports Day? When's Unified Sports Day? They really want to be a part of this. They just enjoy coming and being active and definitely building those relationships with the Wartburg athletes.
No matter who, volunteer or athlete, Urbis believes there is one thing everyone can take away from the event.
We are all one and the same. We all have different abilities, but they're all great, and we can maximize those and just use them to our best abilities and have fun together.
Reporting for Cedar Valley Today, I'm Annika Wall.
It takes good offense to score, but junior guard Max Smith-Drahos has proven it takes outstanding defense to help win games. Smith-Drahos used defense to cement his role at Wartburg his freshman year. In his sophomore season, Smith-Drahos shot up in the record books and finished the year tied for 3rd in single-season steals.
Ever since I was young, it's something that I've prided myself on, and coaches in elementary school said the one thing you can always control is your defense, and that's always something I've remembered.
His commitment to defense, paired with stellar offensive numbers his senior year, propelled Smith-Drahos to numerous high school honors and the attention of the Wartburg basketball program, where he made an impact from the very beginning.
As a freshman, we always talked about Max is our best on-ball defender and does a better job getting through ball screens than anybody else in our program. So a real credit to his effort, his intensity level.
Now partway through his 3rd season as a Knight, Smith-Drahos leads the team in points, assists, and, of course, steals.
Yeah, well, every year with important guys graduating, each year I would say we've had starters graduate. You have to step up your role and step up your game to fill their spots, and just my teammates giving me the confidence and their trust in me to do that has really helped me elevate my game.
As the cornerstone of a young Wartburg team, Smith-Drahos still has 1 full season and counting to establish himself at the top of the record boards. Reporting for Night Vision Sports, I'm Annika Wall.